All right, we're back. I don't know where we left off, so I'm gonna go back to Bereshit. I believe this is chapter 20, might be 21. Chapter 20, verse 8. All right, verse 8. And Abimelech rose early in the morning and called all his servants and told all these things in their ear, and the men were so afraid. Verse 8. Wayeshim Abimelech Baboker Wayikra Lechol Avda Slika Avedaiv Daber et Kol Had Verim He Ile Beazenehem Wayiru Hey Anashim Mi'od. I just read that. But we're gonna read it again. Verse 9. Then Abimelech called Abraham and said unto him, what hast thou done unto us, and wherein have I sinned? Yeah, I read this part too, but I don't know. I don't think I read it in Hebrew. But anyways, let's just keep it going. And wherein have I sinned against thee, that thou hast brought on me and on my kingdom a great sin? Thou hast done deeds unto me that ought not to be done. Yeah, you actually almost got judgment for what you've been doing. All right, you just were spared. Wayikra Abimelech le Avraham wayomer lo me eshitha lanu ume chatethi lech ki hivitha Eli slika Eli we'al mamlachti chatea Jedola Me'asim Asher Lo Yiasu Asitha Emedi. Your deeds are wicked. Your deeds are wicked, my boy. You about to get punished. Verse 10. And Abimelech said unto Abraham, what sawest thou that thou hast done this thing? Verse 10. Wayomer Abimelech el Avraham reitha ki asitha ith he devar hazeh. This thing. He says reitha, right? What evil? Or what's verse 11. And Abraham said, because I thought surely the fear of God is not in his place, and they will slay me for my wife's sake. Right? They will slay me for my wife's sake, not because of something I've done, not me being out of pocket, not me sinning, not me encroaching or doing something I wasn't supposed to do. Man, you trying to kill me just over my wife. Well, you almost got brought down. You almost got judged. And what would happen if, let's say, a male and a man and a woman went into this place? They were married, right? And they saw this beautiful woman. What were they gonna do to the man? They was gonna kill the man. It was gonna kill the man and take his wife. That's sick. But that's what these guys was doing. Unrighteous. But he said, I got a righteous kingdom. Nah, boy, that's not a righteous kingdom. You all the way unrighteous. You and all your people. Verse 11. And Abraham said, because I thought surely the fear of God is not in this place, they will slay me for my wife's sake. In Ivrit. Wayomer Abraham ki amartirach ein yirath Elohim bamekom hazeh wayre juni al devar ishti. You trying to kill me for my wife, my boy. Verse 12. And moreover, she is indeed my sister. So I didn't lie. The daughter of my father. And here's the kicker. But not the daughter of my mother. And she became my wife. Right? So let's say that again. She is the daughter of my father. So they share the same father. But not the daughter of my mother. They come from different wombs. And she became my wife. But the decree back then, and it's still to this day, bone of my bone, flesh of my flesh. You're supposed to marry your people. You're not supposed to go outside of your people. There are laws biblically about that. Now, modern day, we tend to do what we want to do, but it's always been this way. Verse 12. Wejam Amena Achoti, my sister, Bath Avi, daughter of my father Hivach. Hivach, right? Lo Bath in me, wat hili li isha, right? But not from my mother, not from my mother's womb, right? There's the difference. It's in the grammar, it's in the writing, all right? Verse 13, and it came to pass when God caused me to wander from my father's house, that I said unto her, this is thy kindness which thou shalt show unto me. At every place whither we shall come, say of me, he is my brother. Now, why did Abraham say to her, everywhere that we go, say this to me, say this about me? Because no matter where he went, this was a normal practice. It didn't matter where he went. Hey, man, tell these people you're my sister. Because all the people in these regions were moving like this. So this seemed to be a situation where the creator was trying to bring judgment to a whole nation of people because of this type of an act. We saw it once with Egypt, with Misraim. We saw that act happening, and then we see it again with excuse me, and now we see it again with Abimelech and the kingdom of Gerar, right, in southern Israel at the time, right? We see that. We see this happening as a way to purge out this wicked, evil practice in that land. So it looked like it was a setup, in my opinion, from what I'm saying. It looked like this was a way for this to righteously be done, right? 14, and Abimelech took sheep and oxen and men servants and women servants and gave them unto Abraham and restored him Sarah his wife. 14 in Ibrit. Vayichach Abimelech zon uvechar vay Abi wa avedim ushe fechoth vayatin le Abraham vayeshev lo ith Sarah ish to. Right? 15, and Abimelech said, behold, my land is before thee. Dwell where it pleaseth thee. So not only did he restore him, he gave him all kind of stuff. He said, man, listen, here's my land. You can dwell wherever you want to dwell at. I don't want no problems. All right, 15. Wayomer Abimelech hene arzi lefaneka betov be'eneka shim. Dwell where it pleases you. 16. And unto Sarah he said, behold, I have given thy brother 1,000 pieces of silver. Behold, it is for thee a covering of the eyes to all that are with thee, and in respect of all thou art righted. So Abimelech is saying, listen, I'm making this right. I did you wrong, right? Unknowingly, but I did you wrong. So here's my restitution. 1,000 pieces of silver. Behold, it is a covering. Let me go back. Behold, it is for thee, referring to Sarah, a covering of the eyes to all that are with thee. So not only am I apologizing to your husband, I'm apologizing to you. I didn't know, right? And in respect, out of respect for you, this is how I'm going to right my wrong, right? 16. Ule sara amar hene ne thati elef kesef le ahik. So he's speaking directly to her. Le ahik hene hule kesuth a nayam lechol asher etach we ithkol weno he hath. Man, why in the world would they write that like that? 17. Oh man, it's freezing up again. Tighten up. I stepped away too long. Sorry, I was trying to put a sound effect on. Here we go. All right, 17. And Abraham prayed unto God, and God healed Abimelech and his wife and his maidservants, and they bare children. So notice, when Abimelech was out of pocket, not only did God, how do I say, did something to him, right? He caused something to come upon him, but he caused it to come upon his wife and his maid servants, right? So the people of his house, once that healing was, they were healed, then they were able to bear children again. So it's really no telling how long Abraham and Sarah were in the land of Abimelech. It could have been weeks, months, years, who knows, right? But for the time they were there, yeah, it was shut up. It was some problems. Verse 17. And I'm sure in the process, Abimelech and all his people were wondering why they were afflicted. I'm sure they were like, man, where is this trouble and come from? We don't know where this trouble is coming from. Now they know. 17. Wayit palil Abraham Elohe Elohim Wayir pe Elohim eth Avimelech we eth Slika we eth ishto we am ho knife Wayi lidu. So your children, right? Or this wouldn't be your children, it would be more so Yeled is children. Why ye lidu is our, right? Why ye lidu is our. All right, but in this context it says and they bear children, but it's still referring to children. 18, which is interesting. I've never seen this like that, so I want to see it here too. Let me go here. 20 and 18. Let me show you what I'm looking at. 20 and 18. Oh, so Bereshit 20:18 says, for the Lord hath fast closed up all the wombs of the house of Abimelech because of Sarah, Abraham's wife. So he shut it down. But here, oh, hold on. But here they actually put for Yod He Vav He had fast closed up all the wombs of the house of Abimelech because of Sarah, Abraham's wife. But as you see going up, it always is saying God, 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 Elohim, Elohim. Now it's specific to who closed up the womb, right? For Yod He, they got Vav. I don't say Vav, I say Wav, right? Had fast closed up all the wombs of the house of Abimelech because of Sarah, Abraham's wife. All right, so now let's read it in a beat. Verse 18. This is Bereshit or Genesis 20, chapter 20, verse 18. Ki Azor Yehovah. And even though this is Yod Shua, hey, you see, there's no Holam. It kind of inflected state would be Yehovah, but the root is Yehovah. So for the sake of reading, I'm gonna say Yehovah. All right, so let's go back. Ki Azor Yehovah bi'ad kol rechem levaith Avimelech ala Devar Sarah Isheth Abraham, wife of Abraham. 21. All right, man. We just got through the whole of chapter 20. We are getting there. Hallelujah. We are getting there. I remember when I first started doing these Torah portions, it would take me so long to get through a verse. It would take me so long to get through 5-10 verses. It took me like 20 minutes to get through 10 verses. Sometimes 30 minutes. So I'm very, very thankful that I've been disciplined to keep doing this, because now I'm just receiving so much of the benefits of being unrelenting, not giving up. Verse 1. All right. And Yahweh visited Sarah as he had said, and Yahweh did unto Sarah as he had spoken. So remember, previously, Yahweh visited, the three men visited Abraham and Sarah in the cool of the day. And he said, I'm going to return in the time appointed for bearing a child, which is about 10 months. So now 10 months has passed by, came back around, and he's visited Sarah. Because remember, before she laughed, this time he pulling up. You ain't even got to laugh. I'm about to make it happen. Verse 1, and Yahweh visited Sarah as he had said, and Yahweh did unto Sarah as he had spoken. So the thing he had spoke to her, he made it come to pass. Hey, you getting ready to have a child. All right, verse 1, Yahweh pechad et Sarah ka'asher amar Ya'as Yahweh le Sarah ka'asher deber. All right, if he say something, his word will not return void. Verse 2, and Sarah what? Conceived and bare Abraham a son in his old age at the set time of which God has spoken to him. Hallelujah. That's such a blessing. And Sarah conceived. Conception. And bare Abraham a son in his old. So you know how? They got it cracking. Remember, Sarah said, in my old age, will I have pleasure? Will my husband have pleasure in our old age? The angels say, yeah. That's what y'all about to do. And then in the time appointed came back, boom. They have a son. All right, verse 2. Watahar Wateled Sarah le Abraham. I never noticed that. Wateled. She conceived. She had a son. Le Abraham Bain. Lis Kunaiv. Lamohi. That is so powerful. Asher Deber Otho Elohim. It says, and her son. That's powerful. Verse 3, and Abraham called the name of his son that was born unto him, whom Sarah bare to him, Isaac. Isaac. All right, verse 3 in the Ivrit. Vayikra Abraham ith Shem beino hanolad lo asher yalda lo Sarah Yitzchak. Listen, reading this in Hebrew, I'm telling you, is almost overwhelming. It's borderline overwhelming, because it's I don't know, it's yeah, it's a lot. Verse 4. And Abraham circumcised his son Isaac when he was 8 days old, as God had commanded him. Wayemal, let me put my cursor here. Wayemal Abraham eth Yitzchak beino bein shemonath yemim kaasher zewa otho Elohim. Verse 5, and Abraham was 100 years old when Isaac, and Abraham was 100 years old when his son Isaac was born unto him. 100 years old, and you the pappy. Is that not amazing? This man waited 100 years to have his first. No, he already had Ishmael. He already had Ishmael. But this is referring to Isaac. So he has a son at 100 years old. That's modern day. That sounds absolutely insane. All right, verse 5 in Ivrit. Where Abraham ben mi'at shena be heweled lo ith Yitzchak beno, born unto him. And Sarah said, God hath made me to laugh. Everyone that heareth will laugh with me. So hold on. Let's recap. And Sarah said, God hath made me to laugh. The first time she laughed on her own. The second time it says, God made me to laugh. You see the idiom? And then on top of that, not only did he cause her to laugh, right? She says that everyone that heareth will laugh with me, not at me. Because remember, before with Ishmael, they were taunting her. They were laughing at her. Now, the Creator is causing people to laugh with her, to rejoice with her. Man, I'll leave it at that. You get it for yourself. Verse 6. Watomer Sarah Zechach Esa li Elohim Kol Hashemi. What's that? I don't even know what. I got it. Hashomia Yitzchak li. All right, let me break this down right here. So this is a Dagesh Forte in the Sheen. So we know it's a Sheen SH because we see the marker above the Sheen to the right. But here we have another marker to the left representing the Holam vowel. So this is how we know hash, which doubles the Sheen, hash, and then show mia, right? Almost like to guard, like shamar, but I don't think that's shamar in this case. Yitzchak li. Verse 7, and she said, who would have said unto Abraham and that Sarah should give children suck? For I have borne him a son in his old age. Not only in his old age, but in your old age. Verse 7, Watomer mi melil le Abraham heinika venim Sarah ki yelati bain slika. Yeah, yelati bain vain lis kunaiv. What did I want to point out with this one? Ki yelati. It slipped my mind in the process of reading. Verse 8, and the child grew and was weaned, and Abraham made a great feast on the day that Isaac was weaned. Celebration. Let's party. Wayid Dal, Hayeled, Wayid Gemal, Wayid As. I know what I was gonna say because I just did it again. I don't know why when I'm reading, I'm trying to close my one eye and use my one good eye. Y'all ever do that? Something get difficult, so you close the eye. Does that make sense? Not at all. Let's get back to it. Why ask Abraham Mishte Jadol Beyom in the day Hijemil Eth Yizchach. Alright, verse 9. And Sarah saw the son of Hagar, the Egyptian. It's about to be a problem. Whom she had born unto Abraham, mocking. So here go that mockery. Here go that laughing at. You laughing at me because I don't have a child. So here you go. And Sarah saw the son of Hagar. So she sees Ishmael, whom she had born unto Abraham, mocking. It's about to go down. Watire. Sarah eth bain Hajar Hamizrith. Mizrith Asher Yeleda le Abraham Mezechich. Let's go back and look right here. Hajar, right? Hagar. Hamizrith. So why is the T here? Right? That's indicative of feminine. Hamizrith. Alright, verse 10. Wherefore she said unto Abraham, cast out this handmaid and her son, for the son of this handmaid shall not be heir with my son, even with Isaac. So she said, man, cast this woman and her son out because the mother was mocking me. The mother was mocking me. Now, I don't know if Ishmael was mocking her. I can't put that on his jacket. I don't know. But we know Hagar was mocking. And typically, yeah, if the mother is mocking, maybe the son follow. I can't say he did, and I don't even want to put that out there because I don't want to speak on that man like that. Right? But we know of a surety that she was mocking at her. She was laughing at her. She was doing multiple things to berate Sarah. But now Sarah is in the game. All right, verse 10. Watomer le Abraham Gerish he ama hazoth we ith bena kilo yirash bain he ama hazoth im beni im yizchach. All right, verse 11. And the thing was very grievous in Abraham's sight on account of his son. So this hurt Abraham. This was painful to him. Vayira he devar mi od be'ane Abraham al odoth beno his son. Verse 12. And God said unto Abraham, let it not be grievous in thy sight because of the lad, and because of thy handmaid. In all that Sarah saith unto thee, hearken unto her voice, for in Isaac shall thy seed be called. Now this is a powerful point. This is such a heavy point right here, because many times, man, we are grieved, we are vexed, we are hurt, all these different things. But listen what God said. God said unto Abraham, don't be grievous about this situation, about your son. Don't grieve, Abraham, about your son. Don't grieve about that woman. Don't you grieve. Don't grieve, brother. Don't be hurt. Even though the man is hurt, naturally you would be hurt. But why is God telling him, Let it not be grievous. Man, that's a whole higher level of understanding, right? That's a whole another level of spirituality. But in all that Sarah saith unto thee, so now he telling, and everything Sarah tell you to do, listen to her voice. Not only listen to her voice, like hear her, but do what she tell you to do. For in Isaac shall thy seed be called, not Ishmael, right? Because the covenant has always been intended for the seed of Abraham and the seed of Sarah. That's always been the plan. Always. Verse 12. Vayomer Elohim el Abraham al Yirah be'anecha al Hanar we al Amathecha Amethecha Kol asher tomar ilecha Sarah Shema hearken Shema Bechola ki Ve-Yizchach. Okay, Ve-Yizchach. Yecheri lecha zera. Seed. Zera is seed. Zera seed. Verse 13. And also of the son of the handmaid will I make a nation, because he is thy seed. Right? With Jam et ben he'ama lejoy Ashiminu ki Zareka, right? The male seed. 14. And Abraham rose up early in the morning and took bread and a bottle of water and gave it unto Hagar, putting it on her shoulder, and gave her the child and sent her away. And she departed and wandered in the wilderness of Beersheba. Mm.
You want answers? I think I'm entitled. You want answers? I want the truth. You can't handle the truth.
Now, some people will see this and say, Abraham, you sent this woman out with a bottle of water and some bread. And they will say Abraham is unrighteous. They will say Abraham was wrong. Not understanding that God literally told him, listen to your wife. What she tells you to do, you do it. God is not going to tell you to do nothing wrong. God knows that whatever command she gives you to do, whatever she tells you to do, that command is not evil, or God would not allow that. It won't work like that. This is just a rough situation. This is just a harsh situation. It's painful. It's grievous. Even though God told him not to be grievous, how can you not feel pain? How can you not feel some type of way? It's bigger than your feelings. It's so much bigger. This situation is so much bigger than his feelings. It doesn't mean you don't have feelings. But the purpose, the plan for Abraham, Sarah, and Isaac is so much bigger than his feelings. Even when God told him, don't be grievous, how can you not feel this? How can you not empathize with Abraham or feel for Abraham and his family in this situation? How could you not? This is sometimes I read this stuff and it gives me clarity personally, but it makes me want to cry. Makes me well up and feel a type of way, because I can relate to some of this stuff. Right? Verse 14 in Evit. Wayesh Kim Abraham Baboker Wayechach lechem, some bread. Wayechach lechem, some bread. Wehimath mayim, water. Wayatin. There I go, closing that eye again. El Hajar for her journey Sham to a place Al Shechma We'ith Hayeled and the boy. Why shalach? What is that? Why shall leha chlea? Yeah, that's all the way crazy. Why shall lehea? I don't know. Wa tilech. Wa tethe bemidbar beir sheva. Yep, I'm getting tired. 14 was crazy. It whooped me. I'm getting tired, but I'm getting there. I'm almost done. Because after I do my reading for today, I'm laying down and going to sleep. I'm wearing myself out. I'm going to sleep. 15. And the water in the bottle was spent, and she cast the child under one of the shrubs. "15. Wayichalu hamayim min hemimeth watashlich eth hayaled techath achad hasihim. I never saw that word before. 16. And she went and sat her down over against him a good way off, as it were a bow shot. For she said, Let me not look upon the death of the child. And she sat over against him and lifted up her voice and wept." Wow. So they run out of water. She takes her son and she places him a good distance away from her. That has to be heart-wrenching. That's heart-wrenching. Right? Wataled watishev la minajed har he. Excuse me. Kim tachawe. Slika tachawe. Kasheth ki emera al ar'e bemoth hayaled watishev minajed watisay eth kola wativ wat tiv vech. Man, why they beat me up at the end, man? Why? I don't deserve this. See, I'm in my feelings. 16. And she went and sat. Oh, yeah. No, I read that. 17. And God heard the voice of the lad. And the angel of God called to Hagar out of heaven and said unto her, What aileth thee, Hagar? Fear not, for God had heard the voice of the lad where he is. Hold on, why he didn't hear? I'm sure she cried out. Why he didn't hear her voice? But he heard the boy's voice. Right? I'm gonna have to look into that. Why the boy and not her? Wayishma Elohim eth kol hane'ar wayikra malach, the angel of Elohim el Hajar min hashemayim wayomer la malech. This isn't the same as angel. Malech. This is who lad, the lad. Hajar al Tir'i ki shema Elohim el kol he ne'ar be'asher husham. What's going on? All right, verse 18. Arise, lift up the lad, and hold him in thy hand, for I will make him a great nation. So now she got to get up, walk over to the boy, pick him up, hold him up. Now, mind you, she probably ain't got no energy. She's probably tired, right? They've been out in the desert, right, with no water for who knows how long. She's probably at a very weakened state. I'm assuming. I don't know. I'm assuming. Just trying to read between the lines. All right. Kumi sei eth he ne'ar wehachaz ziki eth yedik boki lejoy gedol esimenu. So she's gonna make the grad, not she, for he will make the lad a great nation, right? Lejoy gedol, to joy to the nations, gedol great, or as to the nations great. All right, 19. And God opened her eyes, and she saw a well of water. And she went and filled the bottle with water and gave the lad drink. Man, I hope you're getting something out of watching me struggle read in Hebrew. If you can see my eyes, they pretty red. I don't know why. I got decent sleep last night. I must be irritated, but we're going to keep it pushing. All right, 19. Vayipkach Elohim eth eneha watire beir mayam watelech wat mali eth hahimeth mayam watashke eth hanear. I gotta look up this word. Eth ne'ar. Oh, ne'ar must be. Hold on. Is this 21 and 20? 21 and 20. I bet ne'ar is gonna be. That's gonna be dealing with a young boy. Hold on. 21. Yeah, I bet that. Oh, I gotta go to 19. I bet Ne'ar is Hane'ar, the lad. That's what that is. But that's now coming masculine. What is this? Masculine singular absolute. So that's what a young boy is, a Na'ar. All right. Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't show y'all. Let's go here. So the word is H5288, the lad, right? NCMSA. So this is noun, common, masculine, singular, absolute, right? Ne'ar, noun, common, masculine, singular, absolute state. All right. I said all that to say that's the grammar breakdown for it. Verse 19. I believe I read this. Yeah, I did. Verse 20. And God was with the lad, and he grew, and he dwelt in the wilderness, and became, as he grew up, an archer. Waihi Elohim eth he ne'ar, Wayishdol, Wayeshev Bamidbar, Waihi Rove Koshath. Kashath. So we can see that even though the covenant isn't established with Ishmael, that God was with Ishmael in this situation. And I would even dare to say he was with Hagar, because they dwelt in the wilderness, and he got a blessing. Verse 21, and he dwelt in the wilderness of Paran, and his mother took him a wife out of the land of Mitzrayim, out of Egypt. Why? She was from Egypt. She was from the land of Mizraim. Right? But notice, they get to the wilderness and they live in the wilderness. They don't leave the wilderness. All right? So he technically didn't grow up too far from his father. Now, I don't know if they ever re-interacted. I would hope so. I don't know. Just observation. Vayeshev במדבר פרן ותיקח לו עמו אישה מארץ מזרעים. So she took him a wife. She got him a wife. And his mother got him a wife. So he didn't even go out and get it. His mother found him a wife. That's nice. That is cool. That's preference. I would definitely say that's preferable. Is if you have the ability for your parents to pick your spouse. That, I'm not saying it always work out, but that looks like a good system, if possible. 22. And it came to pass at that time that Abimelech and Phicol, the captain of his host, spake unto Abraham, saying, God is with thee in all that thou doest. So mind you, listen what they say. In all you do, the Creator is with you. God is with you. All right. Wahi be'ith hahiv wayomer Abimelech uPechol Sar, or prince, right? Captain. Sar zeveo el Avraham limor Elohim imecha bechol asher ata oseh. Right? And all that you do, God is with you, man. That's so heavy for people to see that. Right? 23. Now therefore swear unto me here by God that thou wilt not deal falsely with me, nor with my son, nor with my son's son, but according to the kindness that I have done unto thee, thou shalt do unto me and unto the land wherein thou hast sojourned. So now look at Abimelech. Look at Abimelech, man. Listen what this man said. Now therefore swear unto me here by God. He want to bring God into it now. Now he want to do right. Now he want to bring God into it. He says that thou will not deal falsely with me, nor my son, nor my son's sons. Even though you had this whole system of dealing falsely with people. Don't deal falsely with me or my son or my grandchildren, even though that's the play that his whole kingdom and the surrounding nations have been running. But this is what he gonna do. Because he knows Abraham fears God and God is with him. Now he wants to hold Abraham. Now he want to put God. How do I say this? He wants to, and I'm sure you figured it out in your mind how to say it. I'm just trying to verbalize it to put it out. Right now he wants Abraham to swear by the God that he serves not to do falsely unto him. How wild is that? How crazy is that? Because he knows Abraham and his relationship with God, right? But now he's trying to use Abraham's God to his benefit, right? To not get Abraham to do something to him, or not have Abraham's God do something to him. What kind of foolishness is that, man? But that's how these people are. That's how these nations are, man. They see your righteousness and they want to hold your righteousness almost against you, right? They want to bind you to your righteousness even when they unrighteous. How wild is that? That's, man, get out of here, man. Excuse me. 23. All right, in Ivrit. We'ata hashevia li V Elohim. V Elohim. I never saw it like that. V Elohim. Hina. M Tishkorli. Ulenini. Ulenihidi. Man, that's crazy. Ulenech. Oh, no. It's not Uneh. It's Ulenechdi. Chesed. Asher a Sithi. Imeka ta'aseh imedi we'im he'aretz asher garta ba. 24. And Abraham said, I will swear. So Abraham being such a stand-up dude, he said, you know what? I swear to that. Even though, look how you came at me. Right? Even though, look how y'all tried to do me. I'll swear to it. Not because of you, but because of who I am. Right? Vayomer Abraham Anoki Ishevia 25. And check this out. And Abraham reproved Abimelech because of the well of water, which Abimelech's servants had violently taken away. So check out the play. Abraham said, okay, I'm going to do kindness unto you. And I'm going to swear according to my God. But as soon as he made this swearing, now he got to check Abimelech because of what his servants have done to him. Before, he didn't do that. He didn't go off on Abimelech because of what his people had been doing to him. And I'm assuming he didn't go off on him because he didn't want no problems. But now I won't do you dirty, but I'm gonna tell you about yourself. Right? Verse 25 in Ivrit. Where Hokeach. Yeah, but I've never seen that. Where Hokeach Abraham eth Avimelech al Adoth Be'ir Hamayim Asher Gezilu Avdei Avimelech. Right? 26. And Abimelech said, I know not who hath done this thing, neither this thou tell me, neither yet heard I of it but today. So Abimelech had no idea that this was happening. But this is the problem. When you right, this is the problem. When you're a leader, right, and you're a unrighteous leader, right, unrighteous stuff is going to happen all the way around you. It's just always going to be going on, right? If you're a righteous leader, righteous things are going to be going on all around you, right? You can't be righteous and then unrighteous stuff is just a part of who you are all around you. You can't be unrighteous and everything is going to be good around you. No, it don't work like that. The book says, when the righteous rule, the people rejoice. When the wicked rule, the people mourn. So he is in a place of constant mourning. His people are mourning because of him. It's just what it is. All right. So Abimelech was unaware. All right. Vayomer Abimelech lo ya'ad yedati. Yeah, slika. Yedati mi asa eth hedavar hazeh wejam atalo hijadta. Yeah, hijadta. Let me go here. Higadta li wejam anokilo shemaati bilati hayom. 27. And Abraham took sheep and oxen and gave them unto Abimelech, and they two made a covenant. All right. Vayikach Abraham zon uvekar vayetin le Avimelech vayikrethu Shnehem Berith covenants. 28. And Abraham set 7 ewe lambs of the flock by themselves. Wayeziv Abraham ith Shiva Kivshath Hazon Levadhim. So that's feminine. All right, 29. And Abimelech said unto Abraham, what mean these 7 ewe lambs which thou hast set by themselves? Wayomer Abimelech el Abrahama hene shiva keveshath. I don't know, keveshath. He ele asher hazavta levedena. And he said, these 7 ewe lambs shalt thou take off my hand, shalt thou take of my hand, that it may be a witness unto me that I have digged this well. Right? Wayomer ki eth shiva keveshath tekach mayedi be'avur tihyeli le'edeki chafarti et habir hazoth. All right, so these are going to serve as a witness that I have. So yeah, you might not have knew about those other wells and the other stuff I had going on, but you're going to know about this one, because it's going to be we're gonna make a covenant. Like, nah, you're not going to have this answer next time. 31. Wherefore he called that place Bir Sheba, because there they swear both of them. So both of them made an oath at Bir Sheba. All right. Alachin kara le makom chahu be'ir Sheba kisham nishbe'a shenechem. All right, 32. So they made a covenant at Beersheba, and Abimelech rose up and called the captain of his host, and they returned into the land of the Philistines. All right, Wayichrethu Berith Bivir Shiva, man, Bir Shiva, Wayacham Abimelech, Ufechol Shar Zeveu, Wayeshuvu El Eretz Philistine, the Philistines. 33. And Abraham planted a tamarisk tree in Beersheba and called there on the name of Yahweh, the everlasting God. I wonder if tamarisk is going to be the same as Tamar, because I've seen that in here before. All right. Wayata Eshel Bivir Sheva Wayikra Sham Beshem Yehoah al Olam. It doesn't say. 34. And Abraham sojourned in the land of the Philistines many days. Hold on, because I want to see if he said planted a tamarisk tree. Where is tamarisk? Wayata Eshel Bivir Sheva Wayikra Sham Beshem Yehoah il Olam. It don't say tamarisk. But, you know, hey, I don't know. 34. And Abraham sojourned in the land of the Philistines many days. Wayejar Abraham be Eretz Palestine Yemim Rabim. All right, we coming to the end. Coming to the end. Hallelujah. I think it's only like, how many more verses? Let me see exactly how many verses. I can't believe I did it. I can't believe I'm actually gonna make it to the end of Vayera. I thought I was gonna give up. Hallelujah, I ain't give up. It was looking ugly. Oh my God, I got 24 more verses. But oh well, we made it this far. I made it this far. I can finish it out. And after I finish, it's a wrap. It's over with. All right, 22. So we're going to do verse 1 through verse 24. about to make it, y'all. We about to make it. I hope you are getting something out of this. I hope you are appreciating my parsing. I hope you're appreciating my breakdowns, my thoughts, my Hebraic reading, my grammar breakdowns. If you are interested, at some point I'll be offering classes again. You can always reach out. I can send you some material to get you started, or maybe refine what you have going. But again, this is Sparta. This how we do it. There's no way around but through. There's no other options. Got to do it. And it came to pass that after these things, that God did prove Abraham and said unto him, Abraham, and he said, Here I am. Here am I. Now this is what's cold, right? This is where it gets even colder. Not as if all the other stuff wasn't cold. It just keeps getting colder, right? Wahi achar he hadverim he ele we Elohim nisa es Abraham vayomer Eli Abraham vayomer Hineni. Where are you? Say, here I am. Now, this is about to go down. So he calls Abraham and he says, Take now thy son, thy only son, whom thou lovest, even Isaac, and get thee into the land of Moriah, and offer him therefore a burnt offering upon one of the mountains which I will tell of thee. Come on, man, what's going on? Hold up. Listen, the circus has officially come to town. You waited 100 years for a son, and he tells you to take your son to a mountain and offer him for a burnt offering. Is that not a circus? But hold on. We all serve this God. This is God telling him to do this. This is God telling him to take your son to the top of a mountain and offer him as a burnt offering. Are you wiser than God? Can you tell God what he should do and what he should command? No. We don't have the spiritual understanding. We don't have the spiritual awareness, knowledge. We don't have the mental understanding for the things that he tells us to do. But he still tells us to do these things, even though when we see it, it looks like it works against our own common sense. He's not considering our common sense. It's not about our common sense. As much as we like to think it's about what we think in our common sense, it's not about our common sense. His ways are higher than our ways. His thoughts are higher than our thoughts. And it's very difficult. We see this stuff sometimes, and we like to use our thinking. But you got to be obedient and do what you're told. And it doesn't have to make sense to you. Now, we would like for it to make sense to us. It will make us feel good. It will make us feel comfortable. But the requirement is obedience, not comfort. But we all want comfort. I want comfort. But sometimes there are things that are said and done that are just uncomfortable. And wisdom would say you might have to find comfort in discomfort. You may have to find comfort in discomfort. And that's not easy. It's not easy. It's not I don't know what to say. It's tough, but you try to work your way through it. All right. And here's another point to this verse. And he said, "Take now thy son, thine only son." Now hold on. We know Hagar had Ishmael. So why is God now saying thine only son? Does God not know he had another son? Did God forget that he had a son already? No, he didn't forget. He didn't become absent-minded. He's God. So why does he call Isaac his only son when clearly he bore two children? Clearly. I'll let you contemplate on that. Verse 2. Vayomer kachne eth bencha eth yehich. Wow. Yehich yehidka asher ehavta eth yiskach weled lecha el aretz hamorah. Slika. Hamoriah, Mount Moriah, the mountain Moriah. Wehe alihu sham leola al echad heherim asher emar ilecha. 3. And Abraham rose early in the morning and saddled his ass and took 2 of his young men with him and Isaac his son, and he clave the wood for the burnt offering, and rose up and went unto the place of which God had told him. So listen, you don't see Abraham cussing out God. You don't even see Abraham speaking against the instruction. It's not written. You don't see him fussing. We don't hear him arguing. We don't hear none of that. But I think it's clear to rationalize this man was tore up. I think it's very easy to rationalize that when he heard this instruction, a completely different emotion came upon him. And I'm sure it's an emotion he had never felt before in his life. I couldn't imagine God telling me to get my son, take him to the top of a mountain to offer him as a burnt offering. Right? Not just some ninja on the street telling me to do it. Not, a governor or a mayor or a president telling me to do it, right? But God himself telling me to take my son and go offer him and prepare him to be a burnt offering. Not just a regular person. This is actually God is giving me this command. Now, how do you think you look at God for telling you something like that? What can you say? Can you tell God no? Can you be like, nah, God, I ain't finna do that? You gonna sit there and argue with God? He gave you instruction and you like, nah, nope, I ain't finna do that. So you gonna tell God no. And then what you gonna do? You gonna get your sword, you gonna get your gun, you gonna get your shield. You're going to put on your battle clothes and you finna fight God? When God tells you something like that and you can't beat him. You can't win that fight. What you gonna do? The only thing you can do is be obedient. Because if you don't do what he commands you to do, he might just destroy you. He might just say, you know what? You've done everything I've asked you to do, but now you get to this point, and now you want a buck. So all of that other stuff was for nothing, huh? Is that what you're telling me? All the blessings and wins and all the victories, the joy and all of that you got previously, you gonna let right now this command override all of what you've seen me do. So all of that was for nothing? All of that meant nothing to you? But in this situation, this is where we actually see the relationship flip. Because previously, in all of these situations, we saw where God was proving himself to Abraham, right? We always saw Abraham showing up. Not Abraham, let me restate that. We always saw God saying, I will do this, I will do this, I will do this, I will do this for you, right? Not being tested. You can't test God. But what God was doing was proving himself. Have you not seen me here? Have I not done this? Have I not told you this? Have I not done that? He's always shown himself and proven himself to be God, to do what he said he was going to do. But now the table is turning. And the table's turned where now Abraham has to prove himself to God. This isn't a test, right? A test has a low, what's the word I'm looking for? Insinuation that failure is like meant to happen, right? In a test, it's almost expected. But when you're proving yourself, right? Proving is not a test. Proving is showing yourself. It's a big difference. It's not a person testing you. It's I'm showing you who I am over and over and over and over, right? I'm proving myself to you. But now the role is reversed where now Abraham got to prove himself, right? You got to show me who you are. I want to see it. You can tell me, but I want to see it now. All these blessings I've given you, now I want to see you. Verse, what was that? Verse 3. Yeah, in Ibrit. Vayashkem Abraham baboker vayachavosh. Slika. Vayachavosh. Eth Hamora. Vayechach eth Shnei ne'ariv eto ve'ith yischach beno Vayvecha ezi Ola, his son, his seed, Eze, O son, Ola, Vayecham, Vayeled, the son, the boy, the lad, El Hamekom, to the place I shared where a Martelo hit Elohim, the place where I'm going to show you, right? This is going to look like the place where I'm showing you. Verse 4, on the third day, Abraham lifted up his eyes and saw the place afar off. So now this man on a 3-day journey. 3-day journey. So for 3 days, this is running through his mind. I got to take my son to this mountain to sacrifice my son. How horrifying. How heart-wrenching is this? Not only is he on a journey to go to this place, he sees the destination afar off. So every step he's taking getting closer is more painful. It's becoming more real. All right. It's becoming more hurtful. All right. Could you imagine? Right. The Creator says, you waited 100 years for your son. And now you're looking at the place where you about to go and burn him up. What kind of sick humor could this be? Is this even humorous? It's not even funny at this point. It's not even humor. It seemed like a sick joke, to be honest. All right, verse 4. Bayom hashelishi wayisha Avraham eth enaiv wayar eth hamechom mirechoch. Right, Bayom in the day, hashelishi the third day, wayisa, I don't know what wayisa means. Avraham, of course, Avraham eth enaiv wayar. All right, lifted up his eyes. Eth hamekom, the place. Mirechoch, afar off. I have never saw that either. All right, we only have about 20 verses left. Verse 5, and Abraham said unto his young men, abide ye here with the ass, and I and the lad will go yonder, and will worship, and we will worship, and come again to you. So look at Abraham, man. Listen what Abraham says to his servants. And we will worship and come again to you. Now, mind you, he's already been told he about to go and sacrifice his son. So is this a lie? In his mind, he's lying to his servants because he doesn't know the end of this thing. But he wants them to feel good about what's about to happen. He can't tell them, yeah, I'm going to go up here and make a sacrifice and come back by myself. Nah, that ain't what he say. He says, we will come to you again. Knowing the instruction is what? I'm about to go sacrifice my boy. 5. In Ivrit. Wayomer, and said Avraham el be'ariv, shevu lechem po im hachamor we'ani, and I we'hanear nilecha ad ko wenish techawe. Weneshuva Elohim. I'm trying to see if the grammar supports plurality. Weneshuva. Let's find out. What is that? 21 and 7? No, 22 and 7. So, I wonder. 22 and 7. Where is it at? No, 5. Verse 5. So I want to see if Weneshuva is Weneshuva plural. Oh no. First person common plural? What is that? I don't understand that. Weneshuva. Oh, I guess so. First person common speaking. Yeah, so that's how he did it. That's what he said. Oh, I'm sorry. Did I show y'all? Man, I might have been reading and y'all ain't even seeing what I'm reading. I'm sorry. Let me go back here. Top right. Okay. So here we go. Verse 6. Yeah. Did I read this? Yeah, verse 6. And Abraham took the wood of the burnt offering and laid it upon Isaac his son, and he took in his hand the fire and the knife. So how do you take fire in your hand? Right. It says, and he took in his hand the fire and the knife, and they went both of them together. So sometimes you'll read these passages and it doesn't make sense. How do you take fire in your hand? It's not you're taking fire in your hand. It's you're taking the items that create fire, right? The wood, the knife. There's this thing called flint. So you get a knife or a sharp object and you strike it, right? And the sparks that fly off of the striking hit the hit the wood. And those sparks cause a fire. So when he says he takes fire in his hand, it's actually the items that create fire. All right. Verse 6. And he reads, Vayechach Abraham ith ezi heolah vayeshem al Yitzchak beno vayechach beyado eth heish ve'eth hameachileth vayelehu shenehem yachdive. 7. And Yitzchak spake unto Abraham his father and said, My father. And he said, Here I am. Here am I, my son. And he said, Behold, the fire and the wood. But where is the lamb for a burnt offering? Oof. Listen, the lamb is saying, Where is the lamb? Vayomer Yitzchak el Abraham Avi, Vayomer Avi, Vayomer Hineni, Beni, Vayomer Hini, Heish Veheizim, Ve'aye, Haseh Leolah. Dang, I even read that like a little boy. Sheesh. Hey. Yeah, I stepped into my Yitzchak for the moment. Man, that made me tender. Sheesh. And Abraham said, God will provide himself the lamb for a burnt offering, my son. So they went both of them together. Vayomer Abraham Elohim yir'elo haseh le'olah b'nei vayelehu sheneham yachdai. Listen, man, I'm reading this. And this makes me want to cry. I can't lie to you. This reading this in Hebrew actually makes me want to cry. Or reading those two verses, they make me want to cry. They really do. Verse 9. And they came to the place which God had told of him of. And Abraham built the altar there and laid the wood in order and bound Isaac his son and laid him on the altar upon the wood. Come on, man. Listen, the clown show is in full effect. And Abraham built the altar there. Mind you, all of this is running through his mind. He laid the wood in order and bound Isaac his son. At some point, the son is going to start figuring out, hey, man, you tying me up. You laying me on an altar. Man, you about to kill me. That's what you getting ready to do. But what's so cool about this is, in this whole process, Isaac doesn't fight back his father. He doesn't speak against his father. He doesn't cuss out his father. He doesn't yell at his father. He doesn't offend his father. He's just obedient. Gotta be a good son. Gotta be a good son. Vayevo'u el hamechom asher amar lo ha'elohim vayevin sham Abraham et hamazbeach, the altar, the altar, it's my eth hamizbeach vaya aroch et heizim vaya akhod et yischach beno vayasem otho al hamizbeach meme'al le'azim. Yep, it's getting wild. Verse 10, and Abraham stretched forth his hand and took the knife to slay his son. How insane. How insane is this? You waited 100 years for a son. God tell you to sacrifice your son. You walk to the place to kill your son. Your son doesn't say anything. Your son hasn't heard from God. The closest thing he knows to God is you. Isaac didn't hear the instructions. Abraham did. Isaac doesn't rebel against his father. He listens to his father. Verse 10 in Hebrew reads on this wise. Vayishlach Avraham eth yedo vayechach eth hama'acheleth lishkot eth beno. Verse 11. And the angel of Yahweh called unto him out of heaven and said, Abraham, Abraham. And he said, Here I am. Vayikra Eliv Malach Yahweh min Hashemayim, Sika Hashemayim Vayomer, Abraham, Abraham Vayomer, Hineni, Sika Hineni. All right, so Abraham was getting ready to prove himself to the Creator, to God. He was gonna do what God told him to do. Did he want to do what God told him to do? Maybe, because I know he wanted to please the Creator. But if telling Hagar and Ishmael to leave, if that was grievous, clearly him slaying his son is grievous. I would say it's 100 times more grievous. But he was being obedient. These directions from God sound absolutely insane to the normal person, right? They sound insane. They sound insane to me, and I think I'm a little normal. But the man was still obedient. Verse 12. And he said, Lay not thy hand upon the lad, neither do thou anything unto him, for now I know that thou fearest God, seeing that thou hast not withheld thy son, thine only son, from me. So again, like I said earlier, God had always been showing himself and proving himself to Abraham. But God wanted to see if Abraham was willing to prove himself to God. And he says, for now I know, other people might not know, but I know that you fear God. I know it. Seeing that thou hast not withheld thy son, thine only son, from me. But hold on, isn't Ishmael his son? What in the humanity is going on? Seeing that thou hast not withheld thy son, why is it thine only son? Right? Why is Isaac considered his only son? Something you should pray and meditate on and consider and think about. Why is he saying that? Even though we know he had Ishmael. What does God consider a son versus what we consider a son? That's the question. That is the question. What does God consider a son and a daughter versus what we consider a son and a daughter? Because they are not the same. And that's a rough concept to come to terms with. It's a dark saying. It's very dark. But there's differences in this stuff. And it's sometimes some of this stuff is just uncomfortable. Right? Verse 12 in Hebrew reads, Vayomer el tishlach yedecha el hanear ve'al ta'aslo mi'uma ki ata Yedaati ki yere Elohim ata velo chashavta eth binka eth yehidka. No, that's wrong. I said that wrong. Slika. Eth yehika mimeni. All right. How many more verses? 12 more verses, I think. 13. And Abraham lifted up his eyes and looked, and behold, behind him a ram caught in the thicket by his horns. And Abraham went and took the ram and offered him up for a burnt offering in the stead of his son. Vayisa Abraham eth a naive vayar wehane ayil achar ne'echaz bashvach bekarnaiv vayeled Abraham vayechach eth he ayil vayalehu leolah tchath beno. 14. And Abraham called the name of that place Yehovah Yireh. As it is said to this day, in the mount of Yehovah it shall be provided. Vayikra Abraham Shim Hamakom Hahu Yehovah Yireh Asher Yamir Hayom Bechar Yehovah Yireh. 15. And the angel of Yehovah called unto Abraham a second time out of heaven. Vayikra Malach Yehovah El Abraham Shnith Min Hashemayim. 16. And he said, by myself have I sworn, saith Yehovah, behold, thou hast done this thing, and hast not withheld thy son, thine only son. Vayomer bi nishbeati neum Yehovah ki ye'an asher asitha et hadavar hazeh velo chashach cheshachti slika chashachti et beneka benka et yehik. Why is that? Et yehika. That's crazy. 17. That in blessing I will bless thee, and in multiplying I will multiply thy seed as the stars of the heavens and as the sand which is upon the seashore, and thy seed shall possess the gates of his enemies. Isn't that what happened to Abraham? He possesses the gate of, well, I don't know. Ki berik avarecha wehar ba arbe et zar eka kekokeve slika kekokave. I'm used to saying kekokavim, stars. Hashemayim we kahol asher al sifat hayam we yera zar aka et she'ar oyevive. Almost there. 6 more verses. Verse 18. And in thy seed shall all the nations of the earth be blessed, because thou hast obeyed my voice. Right? Even though he might not have liked it, he still obeyed. Right? That's where the blessing came in. Obedience, not what he wanted to do. It's being obedient. And obedience is tough. And all obedience means is to serve. Serving is tough. I don't care what nobody say. And this is a prime example. Wehith berahu bezar acha kol goye hearetz ekev asher shemaata bekoli. 19. So Abraham returned unto his young men, and they rose up and went together to Beersheba, and Abraham dwelt in Beersheba. Vayeshav Abraham el be'ariv vayekumu vayel ku yachdai el be'ir sheva vayeshiv Abraham be'ir sheva. Verse 20. 4 more verses, y'all. Almost there. Almost there. 20. And it came to pass after these things that it was told Abraham, saying, Behold, Milcah, she also hath borne children unto thy brother Nahor. All right. Waihi achare hadavarim he'ele waya jad le Abraham limor hene yeleda Milcah jam hiv benim le Nahor a hika, thy brother. 21. Uz, his firstborn, and Buz, his brother, and Kemuel, the father of Aram. Eth Uz Bechoro, we eth Buz Echiv, we eth Kemuel Avi Aram. 3 more verses, almost there. And Chesed and Hazor and Pildash and Jidlaph and Bethuel, we eth Kesed we'eth Chazor we'eth Pildash we'eth Yidlaf we'eth Bethuel. 23. And Bethuel begat Rebekah. These 8 did Milcah bear to Nahor, Abraham's brother. Ubethuel Yelad eth Rivkah Shemona ile Yeleda Milcah le Nahor ahe Abraham. All right, and we know Rebecca is going to play a major part in Isaac's life and Yitzchak's life. 24. And his concubine, whose name was Reumah, she also bare Tebah and Gamah and Tahash and Maacah. Ufilaj Sho Ushema Reumah Watileg Jam Hu eth Tebah we eth Geham we eth Tehash we eth Maacah. Man, I can't believe it. I can't believe I did it. I made it. I can't believe I made it. I can't believe I made it. And if you made it this far to the end, I want to give you a hand clap, because I know this isn't easy. Some things in life just are not easy. But I'm grateful we was able to do it. I was able to do it. And I don't know who's gonna see this. It don't matter who see it. I did it. Right? Hopefully this blesses somebody. This has been Parsha. This has been the second half of Parsha Vayera. I'm very thankful I've been able to go through this. I can't even say that enough. No matter how many times that this year, I think, this year, it's actually the first year that I've been reading through it, English and Hebrew, I think. So I'm just grateful. I'm thankful. I was once again able to keep the Shabbat, to draw closer to the Creator, and hopefully I'll be able to get some rest this day. So I want to thank you for pulling up. That's all I got. I hope you have a blessed Shabbat. I hope that this communing or this lesson or whatever this moment was, that you got some value out of it. So until the next time, peace and blessings and shalom.